All right, Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. I'm live from the 18th green here at Pinehurst number 2. We got all kinds of stuff happening per usual. We're all over the country. We're doing all kinds of different things. We have Brian Baumgartner on the show. I was not there for it. Trent and Frankie were in studio for it. One of our favorites. Clearly, we're gigantic Office fans. Half our references are The Office. We've had him on the show before. We saw him at Pebble Beach, Torrey Pines, and he's the absolute man. I'll ask you guys to sort of tease and hype up the Baumgartner chit-chat because you guys were there for it. I was not. How'd it go?
It went as well as it always goes with him. I mean, he's just one of the boys at this point. He wants to play the match, so you'll hear a little bit about that. He says he hasn't forgotten about it. He remembers us, every detail about us. He says that when he sees people on the golf course, he thinks when they come up to him that they're going to talk about The Office, but they talk about Foreplay, and they talk about his interviews here. So he was kind of mind-blown about that. And, it was great. It was great to talk to him in real life as opposed to through the cameras and through the Zooms. He's fucking Brian Baumgartner, man. And I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain.
Are you?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I was starting the interview. You guys can hear, when you listen to this interview, you're going to hear that I was nervous about starting it because my dementia brain, or whatever we're going to start calling it, I couldn't remember how to say his last name, correctly. I know who he is. I know it's Brian Baumgartner, but I didn't want to, mumble it or ruin it. So we start the interview just casual. Hey, we're just rolling. We're rolling here. And I never introduced him. And I actually go to Trent, and I don't even know if this is on recording.
It's not.
I go, you want to start us off here, Trent? And Trent goes, what? We had the plan for me to start us off, and then right before, I'm like, Trent, you want to kick us off here?
And it was like an unspoken plan, right? When we had Bert Kreischer in here, I'm a big Bert Kreischer fan. So it was just an unspoken thing that I would introduce him and be like, all right, Bert Kreischer's here with us. He's the machine. All right, let's rip. So Frankie and I hadn't talked about it with Baumgartner, but obviously I like The Office, but he's a way bigger Office fan than I am. He's listened to the podcast that Brian put out, that whole thing. So then when we're in here waiting for Brian to come in, Frankie looks at me and says, "You want to start this one?" And I was dumbfounded because
while he was sitting there.
Right, I was dumbfounded. I was like, sure, I guess I will. I don't understand why you're not doing it. You're the huge fan. And then afterwards, I actually didn't think you were going to talk about this on the podcast.
Well, yeah.
That you forgot the guy's name.
I didn't forget. I didn't want to stumble over the name. I thought that would be rude and inconsiderate. I just thought, I felt the way my brain was going. I was running downhill. Something about
Losing confidence.
I lost all confidence in saying his last name, and I just didn't want to fuck it up, even though he would have just laughed.
You were going to be like, all right, we're here with Madison Bumgarner. And it's
right.
Oh, no, shit, no, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
No, and... Yeah, and in person it's different. We've been doing a little bit different thing, and Bert Kreischer kind of set the tone with this, where we have the mics going before the guest gets in here. So as soon as they sit down, we just go. So it's less informal. When we've been doing Zoom, Riggs does a great job of introducing the guest, talking about what they're promoting and all that stuff. In office, Frank and I have just been starting the mics, and so as soon as they walk in, there's less of a formal introduction. But at one point, 5 minutes into the interview, I just go, by the way, we're here with Brian Baumgartner, and that's it.
We were never going to introduce him.
That's the only introduction we give.
So, I mean, it is what it is. And it was a good interview. I mean, the way he talks about golf, he has a huge passion for the game, and him and Riggs have some things in common, which I didn't realize, so you'll hear that in the interview.
Oh, yeah, Riggs, you'll actually be happy about that.
You'll love that. So
really?
That's all coming in 30 or so minutes.
Yeah, we did about 40 minutes with him. He's just great. Every time we see him, like Frankie said, he's a delight, and he does really want to put a squad together and face us in a match. So we got to get that all figured out.
Tells an unreal.
Story. I love that he's a stick at golf, because isn't he a 6 or something like that?
He's a 5.5 right now, and he hasn't been playing that much, so probably could be lower.
Kevin is not a 5. It's so good.
But he is, because in the show he's sneaky good at sports, which is really funny.
Right.
Yeah,
poker.
And he's a big poker guy.
Yep.
Unreal poker guy in the show. So a little trick of the trade. I do this all the time. Frankie, this happens to me all the time, where just basic, normal names come on, and I just scour YouTube for a few minutes until someone else introduces them, and I fast forward to when they give the introduction, and I just listen to how they say it so that I don't mess it up. But if you don't have enough time, obviously you could panic.
I agree with that.
There are shows.
I knew his name, though. I know how to say it. I had Snickers mouth or something. I had just eaten a snack, and something happened to me where I just couldn't speak for that moment. And I felt stage fright to say the name. It was almost like being on stage at a high school talent show, and you have to say your lines, and you have to do it, and you just get stage fright. That's what I got. I couldn't say his name. And I looked at Trent for some sort of help. I was on a fucking cliff, and he didn't help me for the moment. And I'm like, all right, how you doing, pal? I just didn't say his name. So you guys are all going to hear my anxiety and my brain melting. Have fun with that, because that's a look inside how fucked up my head is.
Well, speaking of stage fright, we had some serious moments last night on the Cradle in a big playoff that we were doing where a couple really short putts were missed that were completely devastating, to the point where one of the guys that missed one, we haven't even seen or heard from him since, and this was last night.
Oh.
Like, I think maybe his partner just like beat him up and eliminated him from Earth. I'm really not sure. Owens Mixers, our show's brought to you by Owens Mixers. I got to hype them up and talk about them really quickly. They're great. It's Transfusion Thursday when this puppy comes out, so do yourself a favor, go pick up a little bit of Owens, pour it in, have an awesome cocktail. Transfusions are flowing all around the Pinehurst Resort, especially the new Cradle crossings they put up there instead of the pine cone, which we've discussed a little bit, but Owens is a phenomenal company. They've revolutionized, reinvented the mixer game. Mixers have been boring, stale, blah, forever. Owens, they're cool, they're young, they're fresh. They partner with Barstool Sports in multiple capacities, but they've done foreplay for a long time now, to the point, obviously, as you all know, where we whipped up our own drink. So do yourself a favor, go to owensmixers.com. You can check out the store locator, go pick those bad boys up. You can use Amazon. I believe they're up to next day shipping for Owens right now. GoPuff, same day shipping. And then they're on all kinds of major stores, but they got great flavors, grapefruit and lime. Shout out to Lurch. They got mint cucumber and lime, which is one of my favorites outside of the Transfusion. Margarita mix that they do, so they're always kind of coming up with new ideas. But they're awesome, so big thanks to Owens. Use that whenever you're making a cocktail. Pour it in with your favorite liquor of choice, and you're ready to rock. So Barstool Classic Championship. We're out here right now. It's 75 and sunny, by the way. Not a single cloud in the sky. Oh, it's just
Wow.
It's getting cold. It's getting
outside.
cold in New York City.
Yep.
It's getting chilly.
Seattle stinks, if we're going to be bluntly honest.
Yeah, Lurch is in Seattle. Yeah, fucking Pinehurst looks great.
I guess I could go this way. Would probably be better. You guys are looking at the clubhouse
It's
right
definitely
now.
a better
better.
view. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a miss. I don't know what I was doing there. I kind of wanted. I like the sun. Like when you block out the sun, you kind of look majestic when you do that. You know. Anyways, so we're here for the Pinehurst Championship. We got. I just sent everybody off the final tee, but our format. I talked a little bit about the format last time, but our format is where we're doing a cumulative score, and then we have a big cut, and then top 46 teams get to play Pinehurst number 2 today. So we had yesterday 13 teams for 6 spots, and we decided to go to the Cradle, and we had like 200 people around the Cradle. First group, we had, we did pure alternate shot because I didn't want to stand there forever, so we did pure alternate shot on the Cradle, and we had 4 guys hit it inside of 2.5 feet. Jesus. And the first guy that came up to putt one of those 2.5 footers to advance to Pinehurst number 2 just missed the hole completely.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. I mean, you're also you're the meanest guy in camp saying, I mean, you're basically getting people to fight with one another. Alternate shot, some guy stuffs one, and then like my dumb ass goes up there and misses the whole hole. I mean, you'd kill me. So it's like you're asking these people to go home and almost get different flights by the way you're positioned in this tournament.
It was ruthless. It was a ruthless format. I did it, A, because I'm kind of a sicko, for sure, and B, because of time. I mean, if we had to watch 26
It's also a great
tee
format,
shots,
though, too. Yes.
It's
a
a
great
good
point.
format.
It's the right decision. It builds camaraderie. The people that have great success with it elevate themselves. I just know in that spot, well, one, I got to hit the wedge shot in, even though you're probably a better wedge player if we were playing together. But putt, I just can't. I'm not doing that putt.
No, I think we'd have you hit the wedge shot in. I might stand out here so you guys get a view
You're
of the course
look
instead of
unbelievably
just
uncomfortable ever since you made the switch.
If you stay in that bed,
do whatever is most comfortable for you. You don't have to. You're really moving around a lot, so it's really up to you.
A majority of the podcast is in audio form, so many people don't care what your background is.
That's a good point. So we have four guys hit it inside of 2.5 feet, right? And the one guy steps up and just misses it, and everyone's like, "Oh,
nightmare."
No!" We ended up having about 4 bogeys on the first hole, so those teams are eliminated. We had 3 birdies. So then we had 6 teams for 3 spots on the second hole, and the pin on the second hole was in this like middle left spot. It's pretty much the same pin that I got my hole on one, except the green is significantly like faster right now for whatever reason. There's just not a ton of grass because it's November. So all the balls that were landing in this little left nook on the left side of the second green in the cradle, they would all spin back, and it either hits the hole or it spins off the green to like a 10 to 15 footer up the hill. Well, we had people that would hit it just behind the hole, and a couple of them stayed just behind the hole and were like 5-6 feet above the hole. And so what we had was one guy almost dunks it, right? It lands, spins back, lips out. Everybody goes crazy. I'm sure you guys saw that video. And then we had like half the teams off the green on the front, half the teams that hit it past the pin that hit it off the green on their first putt, and a couple of them make bogeys. Long story short, we had one birdie on that hole, and then we had 2 pars were in. We had the guy that hit a shot that almost went in. Another guy lags it up there close, so his partner's got like this far.
Oh, no.
Okay, he's got this far, and if he makes it, I'm talking it's maybe a little bit over a foot uphill, misses the hole, and it ends the playoff, and he legitimately hasn't been seen or heard from since.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's terrible. You know, I feel for that guy. That's awful. Yeah, that's terrible. I hope he's okay. Wherever that person is right now, if he's home, if he's back at his home club, if he's practicing somewhere, I just hope he's okay.
And it was like we had, the third hole in the cradle, which is Frankie's ace hole, which is the punch bowl. It's got like the new cradle crossings behind it, so it's ready. So people start to migrate to the third hole, being like, we're going to have 200 people around the third hole. We're going to have like 3 teams for 1 spot going into the final round, and this guy just misses it, and then the whole party was just like, oh, well, it's like over now. So not only was he sad, it was like the whole place was just sad, and it was a devastating moment. So speaking of being like stage fright, whatever you want to call it, this guy was completely devastated. It ripped my soul out to watch a putt like that miss. But ended up, clearly, we have 46 teams that teed off on Pinehurst number 2 today. I would say our leaders are probably on like the 3rd or 4th hole right now. And they're playing for 10 grand cash. So yeah, 75 and sunny. It was pretty chilly the last few days, but Barstool Classic Championship's been fantastic so far. Very good.
The scene there is unmatched, man. I mean, the Barstool Classic just does it right. The championship is something else with the cradle and now the cradle crossings and just that whole Hannah Cook just came back. She's here for advisors, and she's like, you just didn't want to leave. Like, you don't want to leave that scene. It's a fun scene down there. So yeah, I mean, good luck to all the guys that are playing right now, even though when this comes out, we'll have a winner.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats on another successful championship. It's amazing how well it's put on, where the fact that people care that much to try and win.
And our team's unbelievable. Lisa Litvak, who runs all of our live events, is just off the charts. Like, her detail and how obsessive she is with every detail of everything and makes sure it goes perfectly. That just translates to an event like this so well, where people show up and it feels like it's a professional event. It feels like it's a major championship, down to the point where they hooked them up with driving range signs. You know how like when you go to the US Open, they'll say like Rory McIlroy with a little USGA logo and like a trophy if he's won like the US Open before. Well, they had their Barstool Classic Championship little like tags that you would slide in behind you on the range, and everybody gets to take home with them and put on their wall. So it's like little touches like that I don't even know were going on that our team comes up with. It just makes it such a cool event. So yeah, our team just crushes it. They've been completely dominating, but yeah, it's been good so far. I'm excited for the finale because we've got really good golfers coming down the stretch. We have a 2-stroke lead, and our for Dingus, this guy's name is Dustin Dingus, and
Damn.
Ed Waller, and the whole party's rooting for Dingus to win because that's just so phenomenal that Dingus would win the Barstool Classic Championship.
How's the +6.5 doing?
How's what?
Does my audio stink?
Yeah, I think the audio
I just
in the
leaned
office
in.
is terrible.
I just leaned in, by the way, like it was going to help. But
Is the audio we're sending them
not.
loud?
Trent was asking about how the +6.5 is doing.
Missed the cut.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a tough spot to be.
It is.
+6.5 given strokes. Like, unless he literally is Tiger Woods, that's just, I don't understand how he can be that good or how he's going to hold off people with strokes. That feels like power to him for getting there, but that's going to be a tough one to keep it going.
yeah.
So Corn Ferry Tour player who's like been winning tournaments and stuff, phenomenal player, but just giving so many shots away. You're right that if he doesn't play like the best, or at least really, really, really good golf, you're just giving up so many shots. And even, like we talked about, +3 handicaps, +2 handicaps are getting a few shots at least on these courses. And Pinehurst number 1, I love Pinehurst number 1, but it's it's about 6,000 yards from the tips. And so you had groups going really low out there. And then on Pinehurst number 4, we kind of had a little bit of a British Open situation where there was a good draw and a bad draw. So Monday, it was significantly colder. It probably stayed in like the mid-50s, and the wind was like 20, 25 miles an hour for the whole day. So people that played number 4 that day, the course playing almost 7,000 yards. It's cold, so it's playing even longer, and it's super windy, so it's playing even longer. And then number 1 so short that, like, even though it was windy and cold there as well, people could still just go low with their strokes, how many they're getting, because there's a +6.5. And then people played number 4 yesterday, Tuesday. Were able to pretty much light it up, not that dissimilar from course 1, because it was like 65 degrees, sunny, and almost no wind. So there was a good draw if you got number 4 on Tuesday and number 1 on Monday, and it was a bad draw if you got the opposite. So I felt a little bit bad. However, our leaders shot, I think, 9 under on number 4 that first day when it was really windy and cold, and they're not even getting that many shots. They're getting like 3 shots and 1 shot, and they still shot 9 under back-to-back days to shoot 18 under through 2 rounds. So they're really good players. And again, we're rooting for Dingus, because if Dingus wins, that's just a really nice story for
social media Zach, how's his brother doing?
Well, they made it to the championship today. I would say they're like middle of the pack.
Okay.
Going into the final round. So I want you guys to try to guess what the cut is. Keep in mind it's 2 days of 2-man best ball, 50% handicap, but everyone's getting a pretty good amount of shots because there's a +6.5 in the field. So I want you to guess what the cut line was. We had the top 46 teams out of about 105, 110 teams. Top 46 advanced. What do you think the cut was?
You said it was pretty brutal on the 4 course, and if that's playing 7,000, one group. What do you think, Frankie? Do you have an idea? I was going to say like 6 under.
I was going to
first guess.
Yeah, I was going to say 5 under, I guess. Is there better golf than that? Is it 9 under? I'm going to go 9 under.
I'm going to say 5 under. Lurch?
I'm gonna keep with 6.
It was 4 under, got into the playoff on the cradle.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is way like higher scoring than I thought it would have been. I thought people would have gone lower.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, so we're
the best from each flight. So it's like you got to think that every one of these guys can put scores together, especially with getting strokes. 9 was too much. Yeah, 4. That's. I took a shot at the moon there, Trent.
You did. And if it had worked out, we'd be popping bottles right now.
Yeah.
That's a shot back at everybody that criticizes all of us, though, playing golf. It's not that easy. Going 4 under, it's like, all right.
No, it's not.
Golf's a hard game.
Really hard.
Look, golf can be difficult sometimes. We've seen some really good shots. We've seen some really bad shots. There was a team that shot like 22 over, I want to say.
Kings.
and that team qualified. So you got to really wonder how the hell that happened. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been. I'll say in the morning it's been chilly. I imagine it's similar up there, but we had one morning guys were teeing off. It was like 34 degrees outside or something like that.
Yeah, that's cold.
That's real cold.
That's
I will
colder
say
than it's been here.
this is
playing a little.
I know this is an audio podcast, but we're gonna have to do highlights of Riggs moving around. You've moved around maybe 7 times in this golf cart.
Can't get
and
comfortable.
All within the vicinity of 3 feet, but clearly can't get comfortable. So that's
right.
Gotta be it.
Next, he's gonna be sitting on top of the cart. He's gonna be on top of the cart.
The most preposterous was the lean-in. You did the footage of the 18th and basically the clubhouse, and you did kind of a bend at the hips, lean down in, which was maybe the weirdest position I've ever seen, but I liked it.
So the main reason I'm doing the shuffle, originally it was to get to background. I was focused on the background. But now it's because when I do the lean, and this fucking microphone is so heavy that I have to switch hands every handful of minutes.
Watch out for that ulnar nerve. All right. It's one of those moments where he says you sometimes find yourself in a position where you have an awkward bent elbow state and you're holding something heavy, like me with pizza review cameras all those years and holding it in an awkward position, and that nerve. You got to do this little stretch here where you do the things around the eyeballs.
Is that what your doctor told you to do?
And release. Yeah, it's an ulnar nerve.
You sure he wasn't fucking with you?
No, dude. I told Rowan about this. He does it every day. You do it 10 times a day. You can really feel that in your elbows. Can you not, Lurch?
Yeah, you can. I was struggling to get my left side.
And kind of let him release. Kind of let him release. And ooh, I might have just fucked something up there.
I will say the beginning of that stretch, I thought he was messing with you.
No, I'm not messing with you. You can look it up online. It's like an ulnar nerve cubital tunnel type of. They call it flossing when it comes to the nerve.
Mike Jones.
Can you imagine what people around here thought I was just doing that looked
yeah.
at me in this golf cart doing this?
I've noticed the more my body breaks down, the more I've realized I have to stretch. And I was talking to Rowan about this on my way to Putt Punk when we were flying out to Indiana. And he was like, yeah, dude, you got to stretch. Like, his back started hurting him last year, and he's like, it's a nightmare. And there's all these stretches that you do to really make sure that you don't get hurt. And the thing that resonated with me is that you don't do these things until you get hurt. And you're actually supposed to do them when you're feeling healthy, right? Like, you're supposed to do all of these things while feeling healthy so that you continuously feel healthy.
We got to start.
I've never thought of that.
We got to start looking at Lurch as our future. Like, he's just us a few years down the path, because Lurch has been stretching ever since I've known him. He'll just
his pathetics body.
Right.
He'll
He'll just stretch at the golf course when he's not hurt. And then when we were at were we at Bandon when you stretched me out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bannon. Yeah, and then we did a nice stretch. I think the two of us out in Arizona. I think I got you first feeling a little limber out there on the ground one time.
He was stretching out in Australia too. But yeah, for me, like, the first time I've ever done a cubital tunnel stretch was after I got elbow surgery. You know what I mean? Like, there was maybe had I done that for years upon years while my elbow was kind of hurting, it would have worked.
You know what I think will also help?
If I lick your butthole?
Bathhouse.
Oh.
Lurch. Have you ever been
I saw that. I have not, but if you're looking for a friend to join you in one of these endeavors, call me up.
You were
I'll
born
join you
for
in a
that
moment.
place.
You were
Yeah.
I saw so many Lurches walking around that place that we need to add another one. It's your heaven. It's towel time. Like,
You're going to see his balls if he goes with you.
No.
Oh, yes, you will.
Why are you so obsessed with seeing balls and penises?
At the bathhouse? I'm not obsessed with that. That's why I haven't gone
that's
there.
a connotation of bathhouse.
I haven't
Dude,
gone
you're-
to them because I don't want to see balls and penises.
You're not going to. This is
on,
this is
dude.
like, remember when Eamon Lynch wrote that article about how guys were reviewing a restaurant they've never been to?
Yes.
This is what you're doing to a bathhouse.
I don't think you'll see my balls, but I would say the percentage chance of you seeing my balls goes drastically higher if we join each other at a Russian bathhouse.
Let's do Ember first. And then we'll get into the bathhouse thing, because I know Lurch has plenty of input on it. Do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Use Ember, and here's why. Cold weather means it's time for hot coffee. Are you sick of making a cup of coffee in the morning, having it getting cold before you even have a chance to take a sip, or reheating the same cup in the microwave multiple times until the flavor is recognizable? Ember is the world's first temperature control mug. I got a bee all over me right now, boys. You see this bee?
Bob and weave.
Bees terrifying me.
First Ember. I'm sorry. This bee is distracting me. I actually have one of these Ember things.
Me too.
It's fantastic. Who's a big hot coffee guy on this show? We were just talking about how chilly it was in the morning the other day. Trent, do you like hot coffee?
Yeah, it's getting to that time. Like, we're right on the edge of, because I am an iced coffee guy during the summer months and all that. But then there does come a time when you have to switch over to hot coffee, and we're right there. So it's about to be that season for me.
Yeah, I'm a seasonal guy as well. It's like I had a hot coffee this morning, and like I'm fully kind of transitioning to hot coffee. I can't grip a cold coffee in the winter. It just doesn't work for me.
Yep.
Well, I will say for the longest time I wasn't. I was only an iced coffee guy, but I will say this Ember, this smart mug situation, it's got a long-lasting built-in battery, so you can sip your coffee in any room of the house or on the go without it getting cold. Ember's unlike other products in the market that just keep your beverage hot most of the time too hot. Ember offers precision temperature control. It's even got an app that'll notify you when preferred drinking temperature is reached. It's a ridiculous machine how cool this thing is. It's also a must-have gift this holiday season for every coffee and tea drinker on your list. Go to ember.com/Fore. You get 10% off for first-time purchasers. Order early for holiday delivery, so make sure you order pretty quickly, get it for the holidays. But you go to ember.com/Fore for 10% off first-time purchasers. But yeah, this thing, again, I told you the other day, it was pretty chilly around here, so I was like, I'm going to try a little bit of hot coffee for the first time. This machine, this Ember machine, I can't believe people can make stuff like this, that it just, on your phone and your app, you can be in the other room and it just tells you your coffee is the right temperature. That is preposterous, but I mean,
It is.
like it's Big Brother.
Saying that
stuff.
out loud
I don't know.
crazy. It's just like that thought is like you just look at your phone and like, you're right, the coffee's perfect temp. I can drink it now.
It's so cool. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, no way, this thing is smart, this mug with my coffee. So it's a great option. Lurch, I was almost upset that we had the whole bathhouse conversation without you here because, like they're saying, I mean, flip-flop guy, towel time guy, just like walking around being like comfortable in the least amount of clothing and around the bros, like that's kind of your MO, and the fact that you missed the whole bathhouse thing was shocking to me and quite sad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very. And the way that I'm just looking at Trent right now, just smiling, nodding, looking at me, I know that he feels the same way. And I'm jealous, like, because that is something that I absolutely love and adore. Like, there's no better way to relax than just going into like different temperature climates. And now I've never been actually to a Russian bathhouse.
Stunning.
But I've done kind of like the poor man's where, you're, I don't know, in a sauna, you might be at like a ski resort or something like that. You go outside, jump in the stove real fast. It just kind of like, jacks your body up at that sensation. And going back into the heat feels so good. So, next time that you go or you're thinking about going, feel free to shoot a text, and I'll come from wherever the hell I am in the world to join you, because it is amazing. And actually, sometimes just like in the shower on it'd be like a real nice temp, but I'll think to jack the temp down to like freezing cold in the shower before I start my day, because I actually do think there's some study that it helps your metabolism or something like that. So that's like a poor man's diet of if you have the temp kind of hot and then you turn it all the way down to like freezing cold for 30 seconds and then get out, I think it actually is really good for your body for like the flow of blood and other things like that. So I do that from time to time.
Yeah, I think it's a circulation thing. Like it helps all of your body's circulation if you do things like that. I'm going to be a frequent visitor of this bathhouse, so there's going to be more than enough opportunities for you and I to go together. And we're going to do that because it's a good time.
I look forward to that. I'm kind of like desperate to try to find a place back in the city. So that could be a real nice, hey, I'm welcome back to the city. Let's go to the Russian bathhouse for maybe 24 to 36 hours.
Done.
We've got some crazy shit going on in the office today. One of the main reasons we're not down there in Pinehurst was I'm choreographing this drone shot around the office, and I'm a little nervous about talking about it because of how crazy it is to pull off. I don't even know. Like, there's a chance this video never sees the light of day because of how hard it is, right? Like, there's a probably 30% chance.
Dude, I can't even imagine, because we've all seen the one that I always go to is the East Lake one at the Tour Championship with like Rory doing an interview inside, and ended up with Abe Answer like hold a shot, right? And there's like all kinds of crazy stuff that happened in one shot. It's one take.
So we've got Jay Christensen, as I think is his full name, Jay Bird Films BYRD on Instagram. You guys know who this guy is. He's him and his team. They're the Hard Knocks guys from the Dallas Cowboys shoot where it went through the stadium. They're the guys that did the bowling alley video that went crazy viral a couple years ago.
Such a cool video.
Where I quote tweeted and said, how is this even possible? Like, I'm watching it and not believing it. And then he reached out to me, Jay, and was like, hey, man, like, thanks for the support. Like, would love to set something up. I originally messaged him about coming to a golf shoot, which now he does. He's filming for the Brooks and Bryson match where he's tracking the golf balls. He has them on his Instagram of him tracking these golf balls in slow motion. It's crazy. So
he's a wizard, dude.
He's a wizard. He wears the VR glasses, and he just fucking flies through this place. And last night we were setting up the shot. We're going to be starting on the street with a pizza review. And then he just flies through the streets of Manhattan, finds this opening in one of these fire doors in our office, and then he's just in our office. So the biggest thing that I've been stressing about is coming up with the route, making sure everyone is on point during the route, not looking at the camera, being themselves. So it really is. I want to show people how crazy and like how many things are going on in this office, and I think it's a perfect video for it because Barstool just is the funnest place to work, and also there's a lot of work that goes on. Like you're gonna see all the desks, and it's a tour of the office through like a bird's eye view. It's nuts. So we have that going on in about 25 minutes. We set it up last night. I mean, it's crazy, dude. He put the VR glasses on me and the goggles, and so he has preview goggles and then the ones that he was wearing, and I was sitting on a chair holding on for dear life, making sure that he wasn't. I think your laptop's gonna die. By the way, we're gonna lose this. I think the Zoom laptop's gonna die in like 1 second.
Let's get it plugged in.
You're good. Just run across.
You're good. You're
fine,
good.
Plug it in.
So, man, this is like he's got to get that thing plugged in.
Right, I'm looking at
seconds
the
or else.
battery bar right now. It's right
I
up
think
in
we
the
might
corner.
lose this fucking podcast.
No.
What? I mean, if his laptop dies, dude.
We'll
It's
lose the
a
whole
problem,
thing?
So let's get him on the hustle.
He's hustling, bro.
hustling.
He's fucking running, dude.
This is more stressful than the drone video.
Trent, do you have a charger with you or no?
I got nothing on me, and I think that's a new laptop. I have the old laptop.
Here,
Here, I see he's running.
He's running.
If you guys just disappear, it's over.
Go. You can run through the screen.
Yeah,
run
you
through the
can-
screen.
you can
Come
punch me
on,
in the- you
dude.
can punch me
This
in
is
the
an
face if it's
emergency
faster.
situation. Why are you worrying about the camera, bro? Plug it in, dude.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, he's got to
Over
find
here.
an
Over
outlet.
here. Over here.
Find an outlet. Ah! We're good.
All right, we're good.
We're good. Dude.
Okay.
We're good, dude.
We did it. We did it.
Bro, that was on less than 1%. Holy fuck.
It's one of the first. I think it's the first podcast Alex has done in person. It's been a stressful go for everyone involved.
He's got there. He got there.
Good run, Alex.
Drone video.
Drone video, it's happening. Hopefully it comes out around Cyber Monday, Black Friday. You guys will see it. There's a lot of moving parts. It's a nightmare. I'm not worried about the drone guy. I'm worried about our people, like making sure that in each dude, he's going into each studio and they're all choreographed, like just things happening in each room, throwing paper airplanes.
And there's a real chance we have one shot at it.
Right, because Dave's only going outside once. Like, I'm like, hey, can you just go outside and, like, stand here for a second? We're going to start. He's like, yep, I only have, like, 5 minutes. I'm like, all right.
Right. People are busy here, so we can't, maybe two, but probably only one shot at it.
It's a dream to have this guy in the office. It's an honor to have this guy in the office, Jay. Look him up on Instagram. You're not going to believe the stuff this guy does. He is, like, the future. I think he's the future of what filming is, right? I think that sports will go to that, where he can just track anything. He's shown me stuff that he's doing with the NHL of these drone shots on the ice. He can act like the puck and fly his drone into the goalie's glove, and like the goalie catch. It's the view is just so crazy. It's such a perspective that if you showed one of his videos to someone from the 1400s, they'd burn him at the stake. They wouldn't. You're flying. You are flying.
I mean, the main response to the bowling alley video was that it was fake. People thought it wasn't real.
And he's finding himself in little nooks and crannies in this office, just like he was in that bowling alley video. He goes behind where the pins went in the bowling alley video. I don't know. I don't know how he does it, man. And he does it in one shot. Like, I watched him do it last night.
It's going to be cool.
I'm like, oh, do you need me to carry the drone downstairs and, like, outside in front of the pizza place? He goes, no, I'll meet you there. And he just flew the drone down Manhattan, like, down 7th Avenue.
What kind of approvals did he get? Like, he must have all kinds of approvals.
I guess so, but it's also one of those little drones that you can make yourself. So it's just got a GoPro on it, so it doesn't have any of the sensors or.
Right, but like.
Does it have like propellers? Like,
It's got
what if
propellers, but they've
he hit
got,
you in the face? Like, would you die?
He's got prop guards.
Prop guards on, so he can just hit you right in the head.
Bumping.
Dude, when he was here a couple weeks ago,
No problem.
seeing the office for the first time, I was sitting down on the rundown chairs just talking to somebody, and he flew it within an inch of my face. And it was he didn't touch me, didn't do anything. But if it had hit me, it has those bumpers on it. It wouldn't hurt you at all.
Yeah, so I got to get out.
Can you hear it? Does it
Oh,
make
it
noise?
makes noise.
Oh, it makes noise.
I mean, I think this drone goes 70 miles an hour if he wants to rip it. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's no,
I
mean, they're saying it's not going to hurt. Like, it's going to hit you like something punched you in the face. Like,
La-
it's going to hurt. Like,
last night-
just because it might not prop hit you, but like, it's still going to chew you up if it lands in your lap.
Last night, someone, he goes to me, do you want me to really show you how I can rip around this place? And I was like, I don't think so, but let's see it. Because I had his goggles on, and I swear I almost puked. I swear I almost puked on the fucking floor. Because he was going 100 miles an hour around these turns, into rooms. Like, there was, at one point, there was one of those stand-up desks, and he went through the guards of the stand-up desk and flew with no regard for human life, just flying as if someone popped out of a door, it's just dead. Like, it was crazy, man. So
Now we really got to make sure this video comes out.
Cool.
If it doesn't come out, it means that it was on us, that we couldn't figure it out as with the choreograph. It has nothing to do with Jay. You can go see his fucking body of work.
No, it'll definitely be our fault.
Like, it's gonna be on us for not being able to get everyone on the same page. It's really hard to get everyone on the same page for a minute and a half where everyone's doing a choreographed routine. Jay is the one that he's gonna fly that drone into that room. It's just a matter if we're ready for it. So.
Correct.
It's also, I mean, there's a little bit of Barstool difference charm in it if, like, one or two of the rooms, the people were just idiots and couldn't help but look at the camera.
True.
Right. Yeah, looking at the camera is not the big thing. It's just, like, we have one big shot, and if someone does it before he's, like, on them, that's going to make me puke.
It'll be good.
Yeah. All right.
Someone just blows it, and they're just standing there like, all right, I guess we're just done. And then the drone comes through and
Exactly.
it sucks. And
Exactly.
It doesn't look like they're doing anything. Last thing real quick, because then we all got shit to do. Did you guys see Phil Mickelson on the Manning cast?
You know, I actually missed Phil Mickelson on the Manning cast, but I saw a lot of chatter about Phil Mickelson on the Manning cast. And people just fucking love the guy, as they always do. He just brought it, apparently. I haven't watched it, though. I saw some clips on Twitter.
I haven't either. I'm the same way. I saw clips. I heard people chit-chatter and going nuts for their classic Phil Mickelson stuff, talk about how he's clearly going to be the future and he's going to revolutionize, like, the future of golf broadcasting and how he's made for this. And he had a couple of his lines. I didn't get to see a ton of it either. I wasn't sure if you guys did. We've been obviously all really busy. Lurch, you get to see it at all?
I saw a little piece of it, yeah. I was watching it, but it was also my brother's daughter's kind of baby. It was her birthday party. So I was kind of between two things, but I was listening to some of it. Yeah, I mean, it's good banter. It's good back and forth. Phil's a funny man. Those are three people to put in a room that, like, it's pretty good humor.
What's her name? B?
Appleby. Yep. Appleby and Wells. Shout out to those
Great
two
name.
little kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Godfather of Appleby. Yeah, it was fun.
Apple.
Great name, by the way.
Her name's B, or you call her Appleby?
No, her name is Appleby. That's my dad's mother's name. It's kind of a family name, but short, she goes by B.
Yeah, I like that. It's a stunning.
It's a cool name.
It's a cool name. It's a stunning name.
It is a stunning name. It'll take you back a little bit. Like,
Might be the only one on planet Earth.
Yeah, there's got to be a few.
There's a couple
out there,
Applebee's last name, like baseball players, right? Wasn't there an
Stuart-
Appleby?
There's a golfer, right? Stuart Appleby.
Yeah.
Stuart Appleby.
Oh, yeah. He's the one who, didn't he claim he got, like, kidnapped or something in Hawaii one time?
Oh, yeah, that's
think
actually a
you're right, but
crazy story.
Yeah.
History
I
forgets
can't
about
forget
that story, but if you go back and read, was it him? I think it was him. If you go back and read, I don't know if there's even a Wikipedia on it. It's a crazy fucking story.
Bananas story. Let me
He
look
got
this up real
kidnapped?
quick. I know we all gotta go.
Dude,
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Frankie, if you saw this.
dude, I remember
I'm just reading the
blogging
title
about
of an article. Allenby beaten, robbed after missing cut in Hawaii. So, yeah, there's something to read there.
Like, it started out as a pretty normal story, and then as it just, there were a lot of twists and turns, and I forget exactly what happened, though.
Man, I'm trying to pull it up right now. But I hate
Dude,
these
the
stupid
picture of
sites
him, he
won't
got the
run back.
shit beat out of him.
He got the shit kicked out of him, yeah.
Golf Channel is reporting that Robert Allenby of Australia was robbed, beaten, and dumped in a park after missing the cut in the Sony Open. The way they write that makes me feel like because he missed the cut, he got dumped into a park. The network showed a photo.
I get the two of those confused all the time, by the way. It's Stuart Appleby, Robert Allenby.
It was Robert
but it's
Allenby.
still
I
on.
was
The
like-
story's still really good.
Oh, I didn't even make that.
Yeah, it's not. It's Robert
Yeah.
Allenby, not Stuart Appleby. Yeah, we all had that fucked up. But yeah, he got.
But then in the article it says fellow Australian player Stuart Appleby says he spoke to Allenby. That's a problem. He spoke to Allenby in his hotel room Saturday morning, and that Allenby was trying to reconstruct what had happened. According to Golf Channel, Allenby's caddy said they were in a wine bar Friday night. He says Allenby was beaten, driven some 6 miles away, and dumped in the park. He was found by a retired military man who helped him back to his hotel. And that's all they really write. I mean, we got to talk to Robert Allenby. God, those names are too.
I know.
I think
They're both
everybody
Australian
should
dudes.
research this story, and we should discuss this next podcast to talk
I agree.
about our thoughts.
I don't
Yeah.
know if there's a lot of
Do
stuff.
like a little throwback. we'll do like a little history podcast because I think there's been like some other reports around it, and people like Frankie. I think people like really questioned it for a while.
Yep.
Thought that it was. Just
I'm
not even
questioning
close
it
to
already.
True, and
I think he
Let's
got
get an
himself into
in-depth
some shit.
podcast. Next podcast, everybody's got to do a little research. We got to dive into it.
I'm in.
All right, we obviously have a lot to do, and we already have this recorded interview with Brian Baumgartner, so people get to listen to that real quick. Barstool Golf Time. All right, I know you can still play golf around this beautiful country. Fall golf, we got fall foliage all over the place. Barstool Golf Time is the way to do it. We were using it last night actually to look up a lot of public courses around Pinehurst, North Carolina area, since there's so much good golf even outside of the Pinehurst resorts. The Mid-South Club was on there. Southern Pines, which is just redone by Kyle Franz, which is in the same family as Mid Pines and Pine Needles, was just redone down a Ross track. That's really good. That's on the Barstool Golf Time app. So do yourself a favor. Go use this app. We've gone through the leaderboard before at who's top 10. But if you book tee times using the Barstool Golf Time app, if you leave reviews on the Barstool Golf Time app, photos, videos especially, you get more and more rewards points if you are the winner. And now, by the way, until the end of the year, you earn double rewards points when submitting course reviews. So to enter a review, all you got to do, filter to your course, click the submit a review on the course home screen, and then you can obviously receive double points throughout the rest of the entire year. But then these points get you all kinds of cool prizes. So there's no reason not to do it, and the Barstool Golf Time app is the best app by far. So without further ado, here is Brian Baumgartner with
Little Frankie in
Browley
you.
and Trent
Yeah,
Ryan.
exactly.
Terrible intro.
Little Frankie in me there.
You like that?
I loved that. That was fancy.
Do you know what that's for?
Yeah, of course.
What is it for?
Marking the beginning of our session here.
This guy's unbelievable.
He's a podcaster. He knows.
Yeah.
And
I
if-
don't do it, though. I make them figure it out.
You're a fine podcaster, though. I've listened to it. I've listened
Yes?
to, of course. And now we don't have the book in here. Where the hell's the book?
I think you left it at your desk.
Oh, my God.
I was gonna say, how dare you for releasing that book, because I've already listened to the podcast, and now you're gonna make me read a 500-page book about things that I obviously want to reread again.
Yes.
We're
So
not
it's a-
joined.
it's
By
a
the
what,
way,
an
we're
official-
joined by Brian Baumgartner. By the way,
If you didn't know by now, you gotta fucking take
how
everything.
many times have you been on the show? Twice? 3 times?
Well, never here. I've never been in the studio, and let me just say this. It's lovely.
Well, we have the worst studio out of the other two that you just went into.
Yours, you have the worst?
Well, you did.
Far and away. You just went to KFC Radio and Pardon My Take, and then they shove us in a little gray
Pardon
room.
my take. Have you seen the floor of that place? It's fucking disgusting. Are you kidding me?
This is definitely cleaner, but we don't even have a place to call our own. They throw our logo up on a TV. And
These
that's
come
it.
off the walls. This whole thing comes down. You know,
Oh, okay.
For our inevitable collapse, they didn't want to put enough.
they couldn't commit to a studio for us.
Correct.
To be fair, it makes sense. To be fair, it makes total sense. I think that now part of it is I play golf. I get so many references about appearing on your show
Really?
all of the time. I think they're going to be like, "Oh, I love you on The Office. Oh, I love you on Foreplay," and I'm like, "What? You saw that? How was it?" Yeah. So I've not been in studio, so it's nice to be here.
It is nice.
What do you think of The Office as a whole?
I'm immunized, by the way, so you don't need to worry. I'm immunized.
I was
Okay.
super worried.
All right, Aaron. All right, Aaron.
What do I think? What?
What do you think of The Office as a whole?
What do I think of it? Oh, of Barstool.
Yeah, because this is your first time
That
on.
was a tough one. All right, because you're speaking to a star of a show called The
The
Office.
Oh,
Office.
yeah.
Sorry,
That
I
was a
like,
mistake.
What do I think of
It
The
aired
Office?
on NBC with that guy from
I remember hearing something about that show.
Despicable
I like
Me.
it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy here.
Yeah, I think so. It makes it.
Well, we're starting to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
As
How
I
long
think-
have you been back?
We've been back. Honestly, we were here for a lot of it. Like a
Okay.
lot of the. So like we continuously made content throughout. We learned to kind of do the podcasting from home, but
Yeah.
like this is like I would say the last couple, maybe 2 months, it's really been like full fledged. We're getting guys like you back in the office, and we're seeing a lot of people on their press tours. It's been nice to finally see people in person.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're back 100% at this point. The city feels back also.
Yeah, definitely.
He
Yeah,
went-
and like
he went to a Russian bathhouse the other day. That's how back the
I
city
did.
is.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a bathhouse?
No.
I had never been to one either, but it was one of the greater experiences of my life.
That is a bold statement.
It was great.
This is a guy that doesn't do much. He golfs.
Yeah.
He breaks 100. He did it once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes to Russian bathhouses now. That's all the things he does.
Yeah, I've been living in New York for almost 5 years now, and I have not really taken advantage of it whatsoever. I went to a Broadway show very early on when I moved here, and then I kind of dialed it back to nothing for the last 4 or 5 years. And so a couple of guys who work here were like, "Do you want to go to this Russian bathhouse?" And I was like, "I guess I'll give it a try. I want to try and get out there and do some more cool things." And it really was quite a fantastic experience.
What is the experience of? I truly, actually don't really even know what happens.
I had no
there.
idea
I can
either.
make jokes.
Yeah.
But what happens there?
Essentially what it is you walk down these stairs into this other world that you don't think exists in New York City, and there's 5 rooms that you can alternate between. There's an infrared sauna, a Russian sauna, a steam room, a cold room, and a schwitz.
Okay.
And they all have varying degrees of temperature depending on like which ones you go to. And you basically just alternate between the 5 of them, and they give you different sensations as you exit one and enter another one. So you go from the Russian sauna, which is the really hot sauna, and then you go into the cold room, and it's really hot and then really cold.
So is there an order that you're given, like what you should go into when?
No, there's really not many rules at all.
All right. That's more what I thought.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you go from the Russian sauna, like I said, the hot one. There's also a cold.
I asked him, when does the Russian dude jerk you off? He said never.
No,
So
it's not that type of thing.
It has to be.
I'm
that type
telling
of
you,
thing.
it's not. As a guy, I sound like I'm in a cult explaining this to people, but it's
Right.
it was awesome, and I cannot wait to do it again. And I recommend it to anybody out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I should leave here and just go to a Russian bathhouse.
Yeah, and I won't give the location on the podcast, but I'll give it to you when we're done here.
All right. I mean, I want you to, but I'm not going to go.
It's also a good thing for just like bonding, guys bonding.
All right. I'm going to just leave that.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it.
How is so the book?
Yes.
Welcome to Dunder Mifflin, the ultimate oral history of The Office. You
Yes.
had the podcast; it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Just hearing you guys, I love the way you did it, where you set it up and then you're able to just hear conversation with just mics on. That's my favorite type of podcasting.
Right.
So, what are we getting in the book that we didn't get in the podcast?
So basically, an oral history of The Office is sort of where it started, which was essentially, this was at least my sort of vision of it, let's Ken Burns this thing and try to figure out what happened and why we are where we are.
Right.
So there was a deal with Spotify, and essentially it was 12 episodes at 40 minutes. I'm not great at math, but that's like 8 hours, right? So I do the first interview that I do, and it's Rainn Wilson, and it's over 2 hours.
Right.
And then I sit down, I don't remember the order, but Jenna over 2 hours, Angela over 2 hours, Steve Carell like 3.5 hours, Greg Daniels well over 4 hours, Paulie, and I start doing this, and so I ended up talking to 44 people. We had well over 100 hours of recorded
Holy
material.
smokes.
So I went, okay, so we're gonna just use 8 hours. Much of which was like me narrating, interweaving everybody's stories, and we're just going to throw the rest of it away. So I was like, well, we got to let people hear the interview. But what the book really is taking that original podcast, the story of what happened and how we got there, and just expanding it. And then we went back and did more interviews, sort of went more in depth, which you can do on a book. And then went to the archives of NBC, where we had thousands and thousands of pictures.
Right, I noticed
behind
that.
the scenes
Yep.
pictures, and so we've got I don't know, it's well over 100 that have never been seen anywhere before that we put in the book to give, to allow people to see that. And I was telling one of the other guys here actually. That the NBC photographer, right? So the guy who's in charge of coming, Ricky Gervais is on set. Let's bring and usually like one day a week, there would be a day he would come to take pictures.
Yeah.
Well, he falls in love with Kate Flannery, who played Meredith on the
Right.
show. They're still together.
No
They're
way.
still partners. So like very quickly into the run of the show, We now have the guy who's taking pictures and started taking pictures on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and Friends and Cheers and Seinfeld and all these iconic shows. Like an amazing, who also now is like become a part of our family and is going out to drinks with us and is hanging out with us at parties because he's with Kate. So like he went really behind the scenes, like got pictures of us because he knew us. It wasn't just where he would just be like, hey, Brian, just sit over there with Angela for a second. And we would just, okay, Chris, whatever, as opposed to get out of my light or whatever, he was like a part of us.
He's a buddy now.
He was a buddy, yeah. So, I think people are really going to enjoy it. When I got the first copy, which wasn't that long ago, the words that I kept saying was, it's thick.
It's so thick.
It's like
Big book.
Thick,
it's
right? And
thick.
you can't. I don't know. Can you? There's nothing else because I was working on it basically by section, by chapter, and they added in the pictures. And even I don't know. I just wasn't paying attention to PDFs or whatever as I was going through it. Pandemic. I wasn't like nobody sent me a printout, and then I got it. I was like, oh, this is a real thing.
Right.
Like this is whoa, yeah.
Oh, it's thick.
Yeah.
But the style, so it's quotes, right? So you can read it in their voice as well. For me, which it's not, you're not just telling us the story of The Office. We're hearing it from the people that were in it.
Right.
So for me, it's a super interesting read. I can't wait to do it. Like I said, I already know all the stories. I feel like, but now I'm just gonna reread it, and I'm super excited about it.
All right, boys and girls, you guys are listening. What am I holding up right now? What does this look like?
That looks like a Peter Millar quarter zip.
It sure is. Now,
is it cut off? Is it a vest?
This is a Peter Millar vest.
Oh, it's
actually
a vest.
I have a Trent, you would love this right here. You would love this. What I'm holding in front of your face is
what a logo that classic logo is.
Dude, is that a crew neck?
This is a classic all-white Peter Millar crew neck right here. That is off the charts.
Dude, I need Peter Millar to send me every crew neck that they have, because I will wear them every day.
So the whole point of this little display that I've been putting on is Peter Millar does it better than anyone on earth when it comes to outerwear, normal wear, active wear, golf wear, layers, right? It's layers season. We've spoken a good amount about fall golf, fall foliage. You got to have layers out there. You got to have vests. You got to have crew necks, hoodies, all kinds of good stuff. Nobody does it better than Peter Millar. They've got joggers. They've got all kinds of cool stuff now. They've really kind of just moved with everyone in terms of the casual wear, in terms of just finding the cool stuff that people want to wear, the hoodies, etc. So do yourself a favor and go to petermillar.com/foreplay to discover the activewear collection. petermillar.com/foreplay. Check out all the stuff that we love, that we rock. You're going to love it, especially their activewear collection. Gifts, great gifts coming up for dad, for mom, for your brother, for your sister, for whoever may be in your family that's important. They are going to love Peter Millar gear because it's the most comfortable, it's the classiest, it looks awesome. So do yourself a favor, petermillar.com/foreplay.
Golf game.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Last time we saw you, you were at Torrey Pines.
Yes.
You didn't recognize us.
I didn't recognize you. Well, but in part I didn't focus on you because all I saw was a camera,
right.
And I had just had a bunch of, and I was like, oh fuck.
Right, we made it weird.
No, you didn't make it weird, but I thought you were like, from the local NBC affiliate,
local
San
affiliate.
Diego affiliate. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go hit balls or something. But yes, no, and we still have a challenge here that we have not done. It's not forgotten.
Okay.
I've been a little bit busy,
which is fine because I had elbow surgery, so I haven't swung a club.
All right, well there you go.
So it's been nice. Like we have a couple things that we want to get done.
Yes.
You're at the top of the list.
Okay.
And I was like, I hope he doesn't reach out to us in October or early November because I can't swing a club. So now we're good.
You're back.
I'm back.
Do you have
I'm
your
swinging
squad?
slow too because of my elbow.
No, I see. I wasn't. Am I supposed to have famous friends? Who's my squad?
You're famous enough.
Well, I mean, clearly.
We want to do a 4-man scramble. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it should be it's a scramble. So you got to pick your 4 guys, your 3 partners.
I told you, you guys have no chance.
Well, if you pick Phil Mickelson, we have no chance. But like, pick people that are like obvious.
Were you gonna pick?
You're 22.
Yeah, that's a good memory that you have.
Yeah, you're
9.5, but the internet never gives me that. They don't allow that to happen.
So you're 7.
I'm a 9.5. They want me to be a 20.
Oh,
because I don't play well on camera. Frankie's not a fucking 9.5. He's not a single-digit handicap.
Tell you what,
He can't even make a putt.
doesn't bother him at all.
No.
The things that they say. Doesn't get to him in the slightest.
Riggs is about like a 3 now. He got down to a 1.9 when we were in Bandit. It was nuts.
Then Bannon kicked the shit out of him.
And then Lurch is around 3 as well. So, yeah, I mean, there's a
Okay.
collection of good golfers.
You got some.
and then-
Okay. Yeah. I got down as low. I think I had hit the same point. I think I was 6.4, 6.5.
Wow.
Which is the lowest but this is the new system, this new handicap,
Yeah.
I shot, I shot 172 and it'll plunge it pretty, you throw in a, 78, 79 to 172 and you'll get down there. So
Totally.
I was playing really well. Now I haven't been playing as much. But obviously, yeah, I'm game anytime.
That new system, we were talking about it in Bandon, and I didn't know. So they told me this when we were there. That I said it's not fair to play a course like Bandon Dunes in 35-mile-an-hour wind, shoot an 85, and then someone else on another course, or even at Bandon without the wind shoots an 85, and we have relatively the same score. That's not fair to me. And they actually now take that into account, which I didn't realize.
Yes.
They'll take the gross of the scores that day.
That's right.
Which is an incredible system.
Yes, that it does. And how is it? It has been explained to me is you adjust faster, so it gets punitive if you throw in a couple of low scores. But it also, like, if you start playing bad, it does sort of self-correct way quicker than the old system did. So I don't know.
I know.
Here's the only thing that you definitely know about me is that I play for money, so my number is my number.
Right.
Because no one's going to let me get away with it not being my number.
Right.
So, yeah.
Totally. And you're consistent, which actually for me, so we have this thing called From the Gallery. We have all our fans. They'll send in some questions or hypotheticals. And this guy, Sam, this made me laugh. He goes, is I'm good at golf but not very consistent a valid statement to make? Because being consistent is essential to golf. And I feel like that's said a lot. And I say that a lot. And I'm now going to catch myself when I do say it because I don't know that you can be good at golf without being consistent. I think those go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think if you can hit a drive 320 yards, but fewer than 50% end up in the fairway, you could make that statement. You're not good at golf. You're not good at golf.
Right.
If you can hit it 320, but only 42% of the time you're on the fairway, then you're not good at golf. You can hit the ball a long way, but you're not good at golf. The consistent thing, the only hedge I have on that is I do think that people have days.
Right.
Right. Like people have bad days. And that's the thing is, because I am certainly guilty of this, where I play with someone and they're like, oh, I'm a 4. And you're like, yeah, you're not a 4. And they were their tempo was off, spraying the ball, which then affects everything from chipping and putting. You've just lost. And I've been there too. And then you go into the shame spiral because you're playing with someone that you don't know and you're playing like garbage. And now you've said you're a 4. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, last week I shot him, and then
like, pull out like I swear. This is what I do.
I know.
Well, there's that feeling. And then there's also the feeling of I'm going to wait for these guys to get off the green. And I'm going to hit this one, right? You're 275 yards out. You have a 3-wood in your hand. I'm going to let those guys clear. And then you duff it.
Oh, of course.
It's the worst.
Well, that's what happens when you wait.
Right. But it's that sense of like, I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not a 4. I can't hit that green.
Yeah.
Because Sam says, it's kind of like a basketball player saying he's good at shooting threes. He's just not consistent. Which that really registered with me. Where it's like, oh yeah, like when I'm at my gym, I can make threes. I have the ability. I have the arc. I have all of the fundamentals to make a 3, but I don't do it during the game.
Yeah,
that's kind of my golf game. You watch me at the range. I'm a good golfer, but I'm not consistent on the golf course.
Yeah, I think that's true. Again, with the hedge, I think that's actually a really good point. With the hedge, I think that consistently is within the totality of your game, right? Because I think people do play above their ability and they play below. And if someone is playing really below, you could call that inconsistent on that day. You could call that inconsistent, or you could just say the dude's having a bad day and he is a good golfer.
I think unfortunately for us, Trent, like our inconsistent days are really good days. If that makes any sense.
It's rare for us to have a good day.
Right? Like if I go out there and I post a 78, everyone's like, "Holy shit!" And it's like, well, something just happened.
It's the
as
exception
opposed to the opposite.
Rule. Oh, right. Yeah, that probably doesn't mean you're a good golfer.
Right. But
No,
then
definitely doesn't.
But then I keep going back where it's like I have the ability to be a good golfer, so that doesn't make me a good golfer in that sense.
No.
I don't know. It doesn't, right? Because
No.
you have to piece it all together.
No, and I know we've talked about Phil a lot, and maybe I even said this on this, but and this wasn't anything that he said to me personally, but he talks about it's so difficult to focus in the moment on every shot over 4 or 5 hours, and what he is looking for. And I think about this because I know clearly I don't achieve this, but like trying to get the highest percentage of focus throughout the round.
Yeah, mentally.
Like that,
it's a grind.
That yes, it is a grind, but finding that, I think that's a really good lesson.
Do you find yourself? Do you play multiple days in a row, and you find yourself trying to kind of do what the pros do? Like, have you ever played 4 days in a row of consistent golf and tried to really like match your game up to see if like the fatigue comes in, if you mentally start draining?
Yeah, so there's a few times a year where that I play in events, and truly I play in the events. I'm not even joking, to challenge myself.
Right.
Like, just can I do it? So like Tahoe is one.
Yep.
Right. And usually, occasionally I'll get 1 day off in there, but I'm playing 6 days in a row.
Wow.
6 or 5 or 6 in 7 days. And
that's a golf event for you. Like, are you going to the range like after a round? Are you trying to score?
No, so I don't do that.
Okay.
No, and I also have learned. I've tried it all.
Right.
First of all, but I've also learned I don't want to be on the first tee or in the first fairway, not having hit a shot yet, because I just feel like just the feel of it. But I don't pound balls on the range. In fact,
Never, not even like local country club going out there for a round. You don't hit a couple just to loosen up.
No, I'll hit a couple.
Oh, so you don't right.
But I like, I used to, like, at that event or others, like I would show up an hour and a half ahead and putt and then eat a little something.
You're right.
Go to the range and do and all that. And now I'm like, no, I just need to do what I do all the time, which is show up, hit a few balls, see how fast the greens are, and go. Because otherwise then my brain starts kicking in or whatever. But I enjoy that. There's another event, which we may have talked about before, that I started last year. It was kind of weird, I understand, because of the pandemic, but it's this LPGA event. It's like their Tournament of Champions. So it's this weird event where it's celebrities and then LPGA champions from the last couple of years. So they had to have won a tournament to be eligible.
Okay.
And then they invite some of us, and we're not teams. It's not like Pebble. We're just literally playing alongside, which is weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
But that experience, certainly not wanting to get in their way. They're
Right.
playing for money. It's, but also I think that, well, at least I try to bring a more relaxed environment to them, and then just watching them play and their tempo. That's really fun. But that's 4 days. That's 4 days of competition.
Do you find that you play better in that environment because they're so clearly focused on what they're trying to do?
The last couple of years, I've played way better. For me, I played way better in Tahoe, and I feel like now, it's only been 14 years or something. I feel I'll probably go out and just tank next year, but I feel like I've kind of figured it out for me. And the good thing for me is I care too much about it.
Yeah.
Like, I really care. And so oddly, that I find that I've achieved greater focus there than I do have most of the time. Like grind, like
Yeah.
up and downs,
Yeah. Right.
bad situation, just playing more focused golf. Because I'm going to hit bad shots. I'm going to hit a lot of bad shots. The question is what happens after that.
Sezzle, ladies and gentlemen. Sezzle is a buy now, pay later solution that allows you to get what you want today while paying for it over time in 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. So here's the situation. Go to the Barstool Sports Store, shop now, and pay later with Sezzle. There's no hidden fees, no credit check if you pay on time with zero impact to your credit score. That's why Sezzle is awesome. It's available at the Barstool Sports Store, like I mentioned, and more than 34,000 exciting stores in the USA and Canada. I don't even know how you get something in 34,000 stores. Doesn't that seem like a lot of stores?
That seems like every store in the world.
I mean,
34,000?
34,000 of like that many things even in the world, especially
because didn't we discuss the amount of golf courses in the world? Aren't there only like 38,000 golf courses in the world?
Maybe less.
That's
think about how many stores there are.
Right. That's an insane number of stores.
I want to say golf was like 12,000.
Oh,
I thought in the States it was like 12 or 16, but then globally it was like closer to 38.
39. 39,000. I'm looking at it right now. So that's pretty close.
Good, Lurch. Good memory there. Yeah, really good.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
So
that.
Sezzle again is easy to use, offering instant approval decisions with no long forms to fill out. Just sign up and get an instant approval decision. There's no better time to sign up for Sezzle than this holiday season before you do all your holiday shopping. We've got all kinds of cool merch in there. Merch that's coming up. Black Friday's coming up. So go to the Barstool Sports Store, shop now, pay later with Sezzle.
What are your biggest pet peeves on the golf course?
Slow play, definitely.
Do you let people know when they're being slow? Or is
Yes.
it really?
Oh, yeah.
We need more of that.
We do.
I know.
Because most people are just like, all right, we'll just wait.
Well, I think a lot of us are so like we don't try and have confrontations. So you're making noises, or especially if it's the group ahead of you or the group behind you. I don't really do that, but if it's in my group, I definitely say something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I guess I'm a tattletale and I will call Pro Shop and just be
Really?
like, oh, yeah.
You're no bullshit.
Oh, no.
Holy
no.
shit!
No. Yeah, no. It's got to be
You're like the moral
fun.
compass of like Riggsy. We have a guy, Riggs. Well, you know Riggs. Riggs called the Pro Shop on people that he didn't think were supposed to be on Pinehurst. Turns out that he was correct. They snuck on. They were driving. He noticed that these 2 hooligans drove a cart out there, and he's like, I don't know what they're up to. He called the clubhouse on them, and got them kicked off the golf course. Now, for me, I thought that was kind of crazy because number 1, it's a public golf course, and number 2, like, who does Riggs thinks he is to
Right.
kick people off Pinehurst?
Right.
So we called him the moral compass of Pinehurst, and then Pinehurst gave him a fucking compass.
Compass that says the moral compass of Pinehurst on it.
Really?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Turns
That
out
is-
they fucking snuck on.
I love that.
Now, these are 2 guys that they messaged us, and they said they played 18 holes on Pinehurst number 4, and then they're like, you know what, we still have the cart, like, let's go out to number 2, which, like, carts are not supposed to go out on number 2, so, like, I guess, like, that's why he saw that, and it really sparked something, but that kind of reminded me of that.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I if I'm a guest somewhere, I don't know. Like and this, I may have told you this because I think it was the time before I saw you guys at Torrey. I walked off. I think the par 3. I think it's like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
I was over the 4-hour mark.
By
And-
13.
Yeah, and I was
Holy shit.
like, no, this is not worth it to me. I just don't like it. And it's crazy because I live like 5 minutes from there,
Right.
and I don't ever play there. And I part of that is I wouldn't call the Pro Shop there. I would just that's why I just left. But it's like, you know, if you and I'm gonna screw up the numbers a little bit, but it's basically like if you live in San Diego, you can play Torrey Pines north or south for like $45-50. Like,
Right.
you know, it's a public course. And if you don't, then it's like, I don't know, $350.
Super pricey.
So what happens is that you fly in from Topeka, Kansas,
Right.
and you want to take pictures at the cliffs, and I've paid my money, I'm going to do that.
Right.
But that's
You're out there for 6
So
hours.
then you're out there for 6 hours, and I don't.
All bucket list courses seem to be. So Bethpage is another one where if you live in New York, it's $75, but if you live outside of New York, it's $300.
How long does it take to play?
Oh my God, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on an August hot sunny day in Bethpage, Long Island, it is a fucking grind.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up playing that course, so my memories of playing that course is with a wet rag around my neck and sunburn beating off my face and just being out there being like, I guess this is what golf is. Like, I guess golf is 6.5 hours. And then I am lucky enough to have this job where I started playing my first country clubs ever on this show.
Right.
And finally getting caddies and seeing, and now it's like, I can't believe this is the other side of the world where you just show up, you play 3 hours. 3 hours is like a long round. I mean, you can play in 2:45, no problem if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And that's just how golf's supposed to be. It's just never going to get to that point with public golf. But man, it is eye-opening when you see the other side.
Yeah.
Just how much better you play too, and you can get into a rhythm, and your consistency goes up, and you just like appreciate the game more as opposed to like step up to a tee box. I mean, we used to invent games to play on the tee boxes. We were waiting so long, trying to hit the ball markers with the driver.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Any other ones that stick out other than slow play?
Pet peeves on, well, not fixing your ball mark. I mean, that's
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's just stupid to not do that. Is there anything else that
drives you crazy?
That drives me crazy.
It puts you in a fit of rage.
Anything that your friend does that you don't want to maybe name their name?
Fit of rage. No, because they listen and they'll know that I'm talking about him or her. I don't think so. I mean, I the slow play thing is, I mean, that for me is the biggest one.
Like, I have a buddy who, my buddy Kyle, I've talked about him.
Listener.
He grabs his bag as I start my bag. Like, he stays silent for the entire pre-swing routine. And then as I start my swing, I hear him grab his bag and he starts to walk. And it's like, well, now you just waited, let's say, a full minute of me to get, like, I put my ball on the ground, it's dead quiet. And then I always hear him, and I see him do it for other people. I'm like, why can't you just wait another second? It's my biggest pet peeve.
Right. If anything, start grabbing it when you're doing the pre-shot routine.
Because then I'll be used to it.
Because then you won't have it during the backswing.
It's crazy.
I have a friend who he will know that everyone will know that I'm talking about him, but he has this is not like a pet peeve, but it's about that. He now has started to Hideki and has the pause, and even though he does it all the time, it's like everyone's teed off and he's teeing off, and it's that like.
Little walk.
And he goes like this, and then you think, okay, I'm now going to walk as soon as he's done, and your body starts to get in motion, and then you realize he hasn't swung yet, and so it becomes this slow, like, I don't want to pick up my bag or like take a step into his thing while he's doing it, but you just forget. It just comes up, and then it's like, oh shit.
And this is a thing he started doing recently.
Yeah, I mean, he experiments with it. He talks about just it helps him to get square of the ball, and I mean, it's incredibly smart in a lot of ways. I don't think I can do it, but because when especially my driver goes wonky, it's all about that transition at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, it's too fast. And so now my body tries to compensate for that problem. So in a way, I get it, and he'll kind of go away from it, and if he starts feeling like he's losing his swing, he'll go back.
He just keeps you guessing on it.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. So sorry. He probably, in general, is either doing it or he's not doing it.
Got it.
But
it's not
they're not always the same length of time, right? So even when he's in that rhythm where he's pausing, this time, he's pausing a little bit longer this time.
Tell you what, Kyle would be a nightmare in that situation because he wouldn't know when to grab it. Because now I've told him about this. He tries to be conscious of when to pick up the bag.
Right.
He'd be thrown off.
Yeah.
You're on the PGA Tour. This is a hypothetical. You win the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Where are you?
This is a hypothetical. You needed to tell me this was a hypothetical?
You have a chance.
Brian, this
I
actually
have
didn't
faith
happen.
in you.
Okay.
I have faith in you.
Okay.
You're going to win the Grand Slam.
Okay.
This is going to be in the future.
Okay.
Brian wins the Grand Slam. Where are you winning them? What's your ultimate Fore? I mean, obviously, Augusta National is Augusta National. So
right. I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know. Can you cliche it? I guess you can.
Yeah.
So I would go Pebble. I would go Augusta. I would go Pebble. But maybe you would say Bethpage or something. But Pebble. I would say St. Andrews.
Yeah.
And then I feel like PGA is, I don't know, maybe wonkier. So maybe I would say something like Kiowa.
You know, that was the one I was just going to say. Just because it's such a grind.
Kiowa, kind of, yeah. Hard grind.
Like when Phil won it was like, how the hell did he just do that? You know what I mean?
How did he even survive?
It was like
we were out there.
We were out there.
And
were you out there? Or no?
I wasn't out there, no. But I had played with him the week before.
How often do you play with Phil?
No, I don't. Just a few times.
How did he look the week before?
I put money down.
You did?
I did, and I never have before. It's not a thing I bet. I don't bet golf. I don't bet
that
golf.
dialed
I bet
in?
everything else, but I don't really bet golf. I bet on the course, but I don't do the tournament bets. He played. It's like weird to talk about. I mean, he knows how he played. I got invited to. This was the first time I played with him. There was a U.S. Open qualifier that was happening at. It's called the Grand Del Mar down in San Diego, and I was playing with guys, not him, but two other guys who were attempting to qualify, and him. He was coming out. He knew one of the guys, he knew the other guys too. But they were like, oh, okay, we're gonna play from the tips because we're a qualifier. And immediately I'm like, oh fuck. And then there's like the tips of the tips at this place. And one of the guys knew what the setup was going to be for the tournament that was happening 2 days later. And they were like, yeah, so on the tournament on Thursday, we're going to be up there. And I'm like, why aren't we playing at least the tees that you're going to be playing? Like, why are we extending this any further than it needs to be?
Torture.
And I've had the opportunity to play a lot with professional golfers. And he just was unbelievable. And he was like calling his shots as well. Like he had that 2-wood. And he was like, I really think in the wind I can use this. This is gonna, can get me the distance that I need, but keep it kind of low. And was just calling his shots like that. And I've seen this is beyond.
Right.
Yeah, I put money down.
That's so interesting because we were at Kiowa, like Frankie said, and we watched Phil grind on the range for maybe 3 hours, and we took that as don't put money on him. Like we were like, he's trying to figure something out. He looks a little lost, and then he wins the whole thing. And you look back on it in hindsight, you're like, maybe he was just like, I'm hitting it so well, I'm just gonna stay out here and keep hitting.
I was confused as was it I'm lost type of like body language, or was it I'm going to work so hard because I know I have my game type of body language? Like we figured out it was the latter, but
right.
I don't know. At the time, I remember saying to Trent, this guy has no chance because he's just by himself. We were watching Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy. All these guys are right in front of us, Justin Thomas. And then Phil was in the corner. I remember saying to Trent,
down at the end of the range.
That's Phil Mickelson by himself at the range right now. Can you believe that? Like, isn't that sad? I remember saying, like, no one's even watching him. The guy fucking won. Yeah. It was crazy. So now that we know, he had to have been like, I have something this week. Let's dial it.
He's like, let me just make sure I actually have it.
Trying out 2 woods against the wind, all the low flighted shots.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't. This was my recollection, and maybe I'm off by a day or two, but this was like in the week, and he was traveling down like the Saturday or Sunday, Sunday to be down there the week. So, yeah, I mean, it was probably 7-8 days before they left, that he started playing. But yeah, no, I'd never seen. I played one other round at Scottsdale National with for the PXG thing. I know you guys. I do some work with them, and I played with Lydia Ko at this thing at Scottsdale. It was the only other round that was like this where we were about 9 holes in, and this guy that we were playing with just kind of comes over to me and just goes, I think she's going to shoot 59.
No way.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, what? She ended up kind of taking because it was a best ball thing or something. She took sort of an unnecessary bogey compared to every other shot she hit, but I still think shot like 62 or something, and and that was the same thing where just the both rounds, of those 2 rounds that was just so incredibly incredible was the distance control, just how close and whatever kind of shot they were trying to hit, that it was just all right around it, which is so impressive.
It's another level. It really is. And we've seen it with Kisner, and the guy is talking to you about the shot. He tells you exactly what he's going to do, and they do it. And it's like they have this control over the ball and their club speed. The thing that always drives me crazy is when kids will be like, oh, I'm going to take it back another 1/4 inch, I think. How are you that consistent that you know exactly where your take back is, that you can move it another 1/4 inch up, and that's going to make a difference? So it is fun to watch it up close, but it's depressing.
It's humbling.
It is.
It's humbling.
So I know we got to get you going here. Welcome to Dunder Mifflin, the ultimate oral history of The Office. It's out now, right?
Out now today.
Anywhere you can buy books.
Available wherever you buy
books. I saw that.
Like,
I don't know what that means.
I don't
everywhere.
That's where. Yeah, I guess. I think that means like Barnes and Noble or Target.
It's like there's not that many bookstores left. Amazon is a big one, obviously. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, but the next time I see you guys, it's going to be on a golf course. We're going to be playing.
Yes.
I'm not hiding from you. We're doing this.
Let's just make it happen. It's as simple as just making it happen.
Let's make it happen. Listen, how about? Do you guys go to Scottsdale for the thing?
Riggs lives in Scottsdale.
No, the
for
waste management.
When is that? That's usually Super Bowl week.
It's Super Bowl weekend, so I'm hopefully not going to be in Scottsdale this year for that, because I'm hoping.
We haven't gone the last couple of years.
You haven't?
We have not.
What are you hoping for?
We'll find a time.
What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for the Packers to be in the Super Bowl is what I'm hoping for. And
I love it.
Hope to be at the Super Bowl.
You think that's going to happen?
I actually do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even with Jones going down and Dylan filling in?
Dylan looked great.
He looked great. I have him on my fantasy team. That guy can fucking run, man. He really can.
He looked great. Yeah, and he looked great in the playoffs last year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's been quite the month.
It's been a big month.
Yeah, it has been a big month.
It's been a big month.
Hey, thanks, Brian, as always.
Cheers. All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll do this soon.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
All right, thanks.